First of all, the decision to drop Rico, what was that about? What was the thinking behind that?
Look, I think we've said at the time we've got three quality midfielders there at the moment, and just felt that this week, and one of Anton's strengths probably is decision making around our organisation and little things like that. But we just felt that bringing him back in will give us a bit of an edge in that space. But largely, it's actually pretty happy with a lot of things Rico did last week, and so we'll use his involvement off the bench in a different way, and hopefully get maximised the three of them.
You came to look, obviously, George Bridges' injury sort of forced you into bringing Caleb back in, but was that something you were keen to explore regardless, giving Caleb some more game time to start maybe?
Yeah, well, I think he's a young man who looked like he really wanted to be out there and played really well, and obviously we're bitterly disappointed for George, and particularly it was such a soft way it happened at training, just slipping over, but it's frustrating for him, but like always it's just an opportunity for someone else, and Caleb, after his little stint last week, showed that he wants to be there.
Scott Barrett, in terms of 100%, where would you rank him at the moment in terms of how many minutes you expect to get out of him? Would he normally be playing in this situation?
Three questions there, Stephen.
Sorry.
The first question, how do I rate him? I rate him at 100%. So he's, he wouldn't be out there otherwise. The minutes will be based on his fitness levels more than anything, not so much the injury. The injury's clear. So the last 2 weeks he's been through full contact. He's been through full scrummaging loads, which was the big concern with that injury. And there was a feeling that we could have even played him last week, but we really didn't want to put him in too early. We want to make sure that he could stand the loading. So we're excited where he's at. He's done so well in his rehab and ready to go.
Could he have started there?
Yeah, potentially, but again, been out for a while, and just feel in this particular case, it's a really vote of confidence in Tupou. I think he's, he showed us during the training weeks that he's trained at a high level. He's been in the role, done his systems work the last 2 weeks, and again, I thought he should have been pretty proud of his effort when he came off the bench last week.
Tupou, you got a taste of Test rugby last week, but how excited are you for the challenge of starting your first Test for the All Blacks?
My excitement levels at the moment not really high. Just trying to focus on my role leading into training this afternoon, and I'm sure later in the week my excitement levels will start to rise. So yeah.
You pride yourself on your physicality and that side of the game. After last week, and I guess even going back to the World Cup semi, what's needed this week to kind of re-establish that part of the All Blacks game that's been missing a little bit, in those two big games?
I'll probably speak for myself here, but yeah, you're spot on. That physicality, we need that. I think it's more so every minute and consistent. Aussie, probably fair to say that they wanted it more, and for us, there's a standard that we need to hold high in terms of physicality and what we bring as a forward pack. Certainly at Test level, it starts and finishes with a forward pack, and I think up front we have to do our job, and that needs physicality, it needs to be dominant, and obviously it starts with us. I think the job opportunity now is for us to stamp our mark there.
Tupou, you let your family know that you'll be starting this week, and are they going to be coming along on Sunday over?
Yeah, I told my family. Pretty sure the whole South Auckland's going to be coming, but I told them, and they were just pretty stoked for me, and I'm pretty sure they'll be screaming out on the side, so yeah, pretty excited for that.
In two of your last three tests, and I know there's been some time between, but it's largely the same group of players you've been dominated in the forward pack. How important is it for your forwards to, I guess, start the solutions on Sunday?
Yeah, look, it is. I mean, Test match rugby starts up front, and some say it finishes up front. And I know you use the word dominate, but I felt it was probably the most dominant scrum performance we've had for quite a while. I thought our line out and our drive went really well against the Australians. But but I thought our game management about how we used those as weapons was probably relatively poor, and it took a long time in that game for us to be able to use those strengths. So, you know, I don't think we were dominated right around the park, but I think in terms of the work rate around the phase stuff, we just got a little bit passive, and that's the area that we struggled with a little bit. So, you know, we just got to get up off the ground and make sure we come forward defensively, and that's probably where it's going to start and stop the dominance.